Alright, so I did number 19. And number 19 says, final values of m such as the equation x to the fourth minus 4m plus 5 x squared plus m squared equals 0 has 4 real roots in arithmetic progression. List them separated by commas. Okay. So what I did. Alright, so here's the equation, right? So if you want to find the roots of that equation, roots of x, right? Well, it's not quadratic in this form, but you can make it a quadratic to make it easy to solve by just saying u equals x squared. So we'll say u is x squared, and that makes this a quadratic. So it's u squared minus 4m plus 5 times u plus m squared equals 0. And then, so to solve that, we use the quadratic formula. And so we'll say u, so the roots of u, which is also known as x squared, equals 4m plus 5 plus or minus square root of all this, right? And then you get, here's the positive version, because you get plus or minus right there, right? So the positive version is 4m plus 5 plus 2m plus 5 times 6m plus 5, right? Because I just did difference of squares for this, because it's 4m plus 5 plus 2m, 4m plus 5 minus 2m. That's how I get 2m plus 5 and 6m plus 5. Okay, and then, like I said, so that's the plus version, that's the minus version from that plus or minus right there. So those are your two roots of x squared. But in reality, there's 4 roots because you're trying to find the roots of x. So you take square root of this and square root of this, and you get the plus or minus of those. So you get negative square root of this, negative square root of this. Yeah, you get the picture, right? It says 4 of those, okay? So we'll say those 4 roots, which are the square root of a1. So we'll say a1 equals the 2 roots for x squared. That and that, okay? But again, the real roots are the square roots of these, right? So square root of a1, square root of a2, plus or minus those. Okay, so here's, if you have a normal, to kind of picture this, right? You'll have negative square root of this, of a2, negative square root of a1, right? Because this will be the most negative, because this right here is the biggest number, and make it negative, makes it to the farthest. And then this would be smaller, right? Because it's minus, and make it negative, so it's small and negative. That's why it's negative a2 comes before negative a1, and then a1, then a2. But because it's an arithmetic sequence, you know, the distance between these two is the same as the distance between these two and these two, right? So distance between, or difference between a2 and a1, the square root of a2 and the square root of a1, is going to be the same as just doing square root of a2 minus, or sorry, square root of a1 minus square root of a1 minus negative square root of a1, sorry, because notice how this is just the same as this except for the negative, right? So they're the same term, just there's a negative right there, right? So, and so based off that, you can say, well, 2 square root of a1 equals the difference, right? That's the same thing. And then just doing algebra, add a1 on both sides, or sorry, add the square root of a1 on both sides, square both sides, to get 9a1 equals a2. So that's what you're going to use to find what m is. So you just plug in 9, or sorry, you put 9 in front of 9 times a1, alright, and that equals just a2, which is that. And then just through algebra, you multiply by 2 on both sides, subtract 4m plus 5 here to get 8, 4m plus 5, you add 9 times the square root over here. Square both sides, you get 64 times 4n plus 5 squared equals 100 times 2n plus 5 times 6n plus 5. Divide by 4 on both sides. And then just distribute returns, do some algebra, and you get this final equation where you do quadratic formula to find m. And it's kind of nasty, so it's probably best to use a calculator. But anyway, it simplifies down to m equals negative 60 over 88 and negative 660 over 88. And that can be reduced to negative 15 over 22 and negative 15 halves. And that's your answer.